That was a hard crash too. It was like, dead, repairing disc, dead. Well, the computer crashed pretty hard. So, yeah, everything just crashed and died. So let's just restart everything. We're blinding out of hands. Man, that was weird. All right, ace king. Like, that was just a hard crash. Like, a real hard. Oh, it was a hard crash, man. Didn't feel good, I'll tell you that much. Okay, let's bet. Okay, bet, long tank, and a call. Let's bet again. I'm just restarting all my programs. Okay, check raise. We'll call and decide on the river. We have a full house. They can easily have ace queen here. So when they bet, we should just call. But they check. And let's bet pretty small. We need to get called by a 6, so. And they fold. Alright, so pick it up. That's cool. And we call here. Raise, 3-bet, 4-bet, and then shove. I mean, again, this is the same spot. Like, they should have aces and kings, but we can't, with enough confidence against a random person, assume that they always have aces and kings here. So it's just like one of those dumb spots where we don't have enough confidence in our read on what sorts of things our opponents are doing. Raise 3-bet here, we'll 4-bet with the 10s as well. It's that dumb spot. Hey, there we go. We double up in the satellite, which is cool. We call. Flop a double gutter and a backdoor flush draw, which is pretty cool. I think our hands are strong enough to just call a bet. We don't have to raise. But check to us. I'm going to check. Control the size of the pot a little bit. Check to us on the turn. We're going to bet on the bigger side now. I'm not going to take the free card. I'm going to start bluffing. I think we represent a decent amount of strong hands. Potential calls. We have a straight. And we should bet about 2,100. We don't want to bet too much bigger than this. We just don't have a ton of bluffs like most of the hands got there. And 6-7 flush. Okay. Congrats to CG getting third in the 2K triple draw. That's awesome. Really easy reshove here. Queen, jack, ace, king. We need a queen or a jack. Not going to work out for us. GG. We will call here in the satellite where there's 30 entries. If they shove, that is. There's 2,200 of you guys here. Thank you so much for everyone tuning in. And welcome. Nami dropping the muxies in the house. Thank you, Nami. Alright, so we chip up in the satellite. That is sweet. I love that. So we see a shove. We will call. We're too far away from the money to fold our 7s here, and they're a little bit too strong. We need to hold. We need to hold it. Please! Vamos! Let's go! Double up in the satty. We might be getting into the 215 Zoom for cheap. It might be happening. We have an all-in, and it's a satellite. Oh, God. I think we're probably going to fold here. 1, this is pretty strong. I don't think they're going to be shoving an insane amount of hands, given the satellite nature and their stack. 2, it sucks to call off with like 53, 54% against their range and have to flip for it when we can shove and get fooled. So we're going to fold. Yes, I do think that we're ahead on average, but I don't think we're far ahead. Like if we see Jack 10, if they turn their hand face up, we fold. Because we don't want to flip against that, you know? We see a raise here, we'd fold. If Name Pro Gall's all in, we'll fold. If Prometheus min raises, we shove. If Prometheus folds, we shove. If Prometheus shoves, we puke. Folding again. Nits in the satellites, man. Look at this nit in the satellite. It's unbelievable, chat. Oh, yeah. This one I think we go with. 32 entries. And we're down to 49. So we're not close enough yet to fold this ace-king. Alright, well. Punish us. Come on, ace-king. Give us some of that action, please. Come on, man. Let us win. Yes. Let's go. 23K. We're 10 of 48. Looks like we're going to get into the 215 for a lot cheaper than 215. I like it. Oh my God. All right, we'll shove. I was going to fold to a shove, which would have been hilarious, but I'll shove. In the satellite. We're already guaranteed first. We're risking our chips for no reason. We're on the bubble for the seat, but it's red felt official. And after this is over, the actual tournament's gonna pop up. We lost someone last hand. Lol. Lol. We fold the ace king in the satellite. Is this it? Is this the time someone busted? It looks like someone is busted. SCMXX is GG. We've made it into the Zoom, you guys. That's it. We're officially into the Zoom. There it is. I'm gonna hide the HUD. I'm gonna put it in orange. And here we go. The Scoop 23M $215 6-max Zoom we got in for 27 bucks. We did play about 3 or 4 satellites, but we got in for cheaper than you would expect. All right, and we're gonna squeeze the first hand. Let's just bust the first hand. That's perfect. We get 1650 to go. Let's just get this in first hand and bust. That would be hilarious. All that hype. All that hype. Oh my God. It's a fire hand too. And everyone folds. All right, so never mind. Never mind, we're just gonna pick up 900 chips the first hand like it's no big D. Good stuff. This is just a really, really deep, structured, nice tournament. As you can see, it's 60, 120, it's 15-minute or 12-minute levels in this thing, so there's just a lot of time to maneuver. Raise, re-raise to 550. All right, we call. And let's see a flop. King, Jack 7, all spades. We have a gutter, we have the 10 flush draw. It's cool, dude. They check, I will check. We have the straight, which is pretty strong. They bet. Should we raise? I like raising. Call. Ace on the river. They shove. Oh, damn it, dude. I think we just ran into a flush, man. I don't know, man. So we have the 10 of spades in our hands. They're gonna check hands like, oh, God. They did it so fast, too. Like, they didn't even have to think on that ace. They just shoved. They didn't even have to think. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, man. Woo! Damn, it was close. I wanted to fold so bad. I almost did fold, dude. I almost folded. We have jacks on the button. Suit up raises. We're gonna 3-bet. 720, I think is fine in position. And we get snap 4-bet to 2400, which is not ideal. It's really big, but definitely gonna be a call. 10-7-4 flops, pretty reasonable. A bit of 25, 26. I think we call and then just like fold turns most of the time. I think it's really unlikely that they are going to double barrel. They're just like naked bluffs very often here. It looks like we have an aces, kings, queens type hand. And they bet 5,000. We'll fold. Because they can just have queens, kings, aces and we lose. We call this in position. And a bit of 640 on the flop from S Johnny 200. I like raising here. I think we should be raising some hands. We definitely represent hitting all the pairs, whereas S Johnny doesn't hit all the pairs in this spot. Raise, they call. See queen on the turn. We're just gonna bet again. And then decide on the river if we want to keep barreling. And I think we probably would triple barrel, but they shove. So now we have to fold. Raise the kings. Amadi is definitely a senior. Big timer, friend of the stream. Amadi 3-bets to 1280. I'm gonna call. I don't think Amadi would think that we have any sort of 4-betting range, so I think we should probably start with just a call here. They bet, and we'll check shove. Against Jack 9. Hold it. Hold it, please, against Amadi, who's a boss. Let's go! We're up to 18-7, chat. We got him. Money Taker can brutally punish us here for raising. Does not take the opportunity, though. Oh! Woo! Flopping this fire hand. What do we do here? At 800, I guess. My God. All right, no more action, but still. Flopping the straight with the flush redraw and the straight flush draw. Call, we'll squeeze. I think 1600 is the right size here, considering secret mod stack. And the tank is on. A long tank and a call. We see a 10-8-3. Okay. I guess we're just gonna bet like pretty small here, given stacks, and then decide what to do if they shove. I'd probably fold if they shove. I don't think there's gonna be enough draws from them. They just call. We have a deuce on the turn. Check. Goes check, check. And we'll check with our ace king. Oh, wow. We have the best hand. Hot damn, dude. That's sick. All right. Actually, no. I think we can just cold call this queen jack of diamonds. I think it would be giving up a bit too much equity if we went for the check raise there. And Lauren Ski Pink is going to lead for 1,000. think we call and then decide on some turns. Pick up a flush. Bet a 2,000. I think I shove here. Let's go. It's huge. We're up to 31K in the Zoom. Let's get it, you guys. Come on. 31-2. We're getting it done. Lars Luzak, the boss, on our left. Good luck to Lars Luzak, who I'm assuming is going to 3-bet us like an absurd amount here. Like, before they do it, I assume their perception of me is going to mean that they're going to 3-bet here a ton, which means we are going to defend a ton and play back at like a higher frequency on the flop, at least until, you know, till a future date. Jack 8-5. I guess we're just going to check shove. We're check shoving basically to protect when we check shove without good hands. We could check call too, but I wonder if they're going to give us credit for having like weaker hands. They're going to bluff us or try to bluff us. Because I think at this point I'm basically just not folding, you know? Yeah, I'm going to check shove, I think. But you could make an argument for check calling and then like check calling the turn, even if it's like an ace or whatever. They have a shack. That's too bad. Nice hand, nice hand. Woo! Poker board dropping a $5 dono. We got the Nizzies aces. 2,700. Yo, thank you so much for the $5, Poker board. 1 second, okay? Tap his Calais. Okay, check F5. Alright. This is about the right size. We call, get a king on the turn. And we're going to continue betting here. About 3,700 I think is cool. 3,900 is cool. Tap his Calais in the tank. Folds on the turn. Alright, there we go. 24,000. Munchin is a boss, but we hope they're not a boss this time because we got the Nizzies. Oh, Munchin. Bet. Call. Please lead. Thank you. I mean, they're going to have an 8 sometimes, but like I think they just have way more bluffs than 8s. Like all their gutters, all of their... Ugh, damn it. Now we have to fold the river, I think. We lose to Jack 10, which could conceivably play this way. It's not often going to lead, but sometimes it will. We lose to any 8s. We lose to Queen 9, which could lead. We lose to 9-7, which could lead. And a hand like 10-9, which would check. And would check this river instead of bet, basically. We lose. We beat diamonds, like pure diamonds. We beat Jack 10, though. Makes it close. I fold. I fold. It's pretty sick, but I fold. One of the queens goes around to Kazan in the big blind. He's got 60,000 chips. With 3-bet to 3,200. Let's make it 6,000. And a fold. I would still fold aces there. And the reason that I would fold aces on that 8-8 Jack X10 board, when they lead turn, most of the time they're checking most of their range. So when they lead turn, they're saying either I have an 8 or I have a bluff, right? So the turn lead is really important for constructing their range. People just don't really lead with other hands there, you know? It's really unlikely they lead like with a 1 pair of Jack, essentially. So they lead on the turn and we call. And you guys heard me say, like, please lead, because it just polarizes them to bluffs and an 8, right? And there's more bluffs than 8s, so that's cool for us. And then the river comes a 10. And what does that do for a lot of their bluffs? Let's think about it, right? Well, their 10-9 bluff now hits a pair and is going to check and try and get showdown value. Their Jack 10 confused the whole situation for you guys, because I know you pointed out, like, oh, you don't lose with Jack 10. It confused the hand. I mean, we beat Jack 10, but it doesn't really matter. What happens with a hand like Queen 9? Well, it has a straight. How about 9-7? It has a straight. So we beat, like, diamond bluffs. A lot of the ace-high diamond bluffs are going to check call on the turn because they beat some draws. So they're not going to lead on the turn, so you can remove those. It needs to be king-high diamonds or queen-high diamonds without pairs. Without pairs, because the pairs just go to showdown. So how do we want to play this 60 beebs deep? Do we just want to 4-bet call? Do we want to call pre-flop? I don't know anything about them really, but we should probably ramp up the variance here. This is a pretty difficult tournament, so I think we should just 4-bet. We've shown a couple 4-bets on stream as well. So let's make it 77.50 here. They snap call. We see a king 8-4. We're going to bet. And they call. And we see a 4 on the turn. I think we should check now. And I think we should check river as well. Okay, they bet 6,500. Now I think we should probably check shove. No, we should check call still, actually. Never mind. Oh, God. I guess we check. I don't know. I don't know if they're ever calling with worse, so. I don't know if they call with the queen of diamonds if we lead. I doubt they even do, honestly. So we just have to check. Maybe they have kings. It's possible. Let's see what they had. Ace queen. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, everything except for the river, we got them to put in a lot of money with the worst hand, so that's sweet, you know? Like, it's good. We have a huge stack now. I'm not going to 3-bet this ace queen suited here. I'm just going to call. And Breezy dropping some capital ones, filling up the cup. Thank you, sir. Thanks, him, Breezy. Appreciate it. Calling a call in the big blind. King, queen, 5 is yucky. And it checks through. We're going to check again. They bet really big on the turn, and then 3 on the river. I mean, it completes some things like 6-7. Completes some things like, I guess like 4-3 could semi bluff too. 5-3. So it's a tough question. The hearts missed. Again, this is supposed to hit us really hard, but yeah, I'm gonna call. 7-6. Yeah, okay. So I mean, this is in one of the hands that I mentioned, which kind of sucks. The 3 is not the best card because 4-3 they could semi bluff and then hit it, and then 7-6 is an open-ended straight draw. But then again, when we check twice, we look quite weak, you know? I'm going to call. Why? Because I think if we 3-bet, we're going to be perceived as always having it, I think, given it being this stage of the tournament. So I probably want to call. Our hand doesn't play very well post-flop, or it can be up-flopped fairly easily. But then again, we're going to get squeezed a lot by these 2 big stacks or Rocky. So I feel pretty cool about that. It checks to us. We see a 7-7-4. Let's bet. About half pot is right. Check call. We see a 5 of clubs on the turn. I think we check here. This is a good card for their range. Not great for ours. And dang it. They check. All right, we check. All right, we lose the plot. Let's go. Redfeld hype. In the scoop. I love it. All right. So someone has already busted, as you'll be able to see here. We're down to 216, which means we've locked ourselves up $314.58. It's our third $215 scoop event that we've cashed so far this series. So I'm pretty happy with that, considering we're only on day 6. There's not that many. I'm pretty pumped up about it. Queen 10. Let's click this open and see how our opponents want to play against us. All right, defending the big blind. Queen 6-4 at 2,400. And Ursevi is going to check raise to 7,200. I think we call and then probably maybe fold on overcards. I don't know for sure. But they're going to have some bluffs here. We should let them continue bluffing. The thing is, at the stack depth, I'm a little bit worried because they would hold. There we go, 48K. I was going to say, I thought it was pretty likely they would just check shove with their flush draws, but they didn't. So, all right, you guys, that's a big pickup. We're in 123rd now. So that's pretty sweet. Let's keep it going. Raise to 2,400. We're going to call. Bet and a call. All right, we make 2 pair on the turn. Really don't know if we want to check raise here. I think we probably just want to check call. Okay. This is a very interesting board. Like, there's a lot of 2 pairs. And it looks as if there's a 4-liner to a straight, but there isn't. Just like 6, 9, jack. It's like there's all the gaps in there. And we have 2 pair. Both flush draws missed. I don't think Queen 10 would choose to bet on the turn. I think we're going to see sets and a few straights and bluffs. Wow. I don't know if that was a bluff or a value bet. I really don't know. But we have 95,000. Let's go! We're in a spot, chat. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Ace 5 of diamonds. One we're happy to defend. King 2173 opens. We're going to call. And Queen 9 deuce flop. We do have the flush draw. They bet 4-4-4-4. We'll call. And then decide what to do on turns, which is a 9. They really don't bet very many 9s here. A 4 on the river. God, there's so many missed draws, dude. I hate it. I was thinking about just check shoving, but then again, it's just like they can put us on so many draws, and we block some of the draws that they could be bluffing with. It just sucks. I was really thinking about check shoving there. On the turn, I was so convinced. I was like, all right, I'm going to check shove everywhere. Open to 4,800 is a big raise. Damn. It's a big raise. 3-6 jack. We have 3 clubs. Maybe bet we'll call. And check raise this turn? I don't know. Maybe they don't fold over pairs, actually. Can we check call? Nah, we have to check raise. We don't really have any other option if we want to continue with our hand, and we just have a really good hand to check raise. God. We're out of the tournament, GG. So we decided to check raise the turn against Otitov, who raises to 3x pre-flop. We call ace-8 suited in the small blind. We check call on the flop with the backdoor flush draw on the dry board with the ace-high, and then the turn is the 10 of clubs. So on the turn, we don't really have an option to check call, I think, because it's going to be too difficult to realize our equity. We're going to get bluffed on the river sometimes is the first problem. Check call, and then 10 of clubs. So yeah, if we call here, it's going to be really difficult to get to showdown because sometimes we're going to get bluffed on the river. Sometimes we're not going to get paid when we make our flush on the river. So I think it's too weak. So we have to decide whether we want to check raise or not. Sometimes they're going to have aces, kings, queens here, and we're just going to lose, which we clearly did. But then again, when we check raise in this spot, we don't represent too many hands, you know. A hand like king, queen could decide to check raise, but let's take, for example, their queens. They block that hand, you know? So what sorts of hands are we going to check raise in this spot? I mean, we need to have some hands that we check raise, and ace-8 of clubs seems like a reasonable one to do so. That 10 is better for us in the small blind than them on the button. So we check shove. They have queens. We are going to bust the tournament. We cash for $374.50. And that's okay. We'll get them next time. And that's it. For us today, I mean, we did cash the 6-max Zoom, which is cool. It's the biggest tournament we played today. So we're in the profit. We also cashed the big 22, which is cool. We also satellited into that tournament for $27. Damn, today was a good day. Did not cash the other 3 scoop low tournaments we played, but a lot of fun. Tomorrow we're going to be back. We took a shot, but we died. I'm going to host someone else in the listing. Until tomorrow, you guys. We'll see you later.